So today is October 2nd, and last month in September, we enrolled 44 brand new clients into my high ticket coaching business and ascended 10 more clients into our back-end program. Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is James. I run a $250,000 per month coaching business. I actually practice what I preach. I eat my own cooking, and on this channel, I just share what works for me so that you can go ahead and apply it to your coaching business, scale, make a ton more money. No regurgitated strategies from outdated masterminds. It's just, here's what works, take it, use it, and profit. Now, in this video, what I wanted to do is actually take you kind of behind the scenes of what it looks like running a coaching business, enrolling clients, the highs and lows, the issues that we face along the way, so you can see what a month in my life looks like. So, what I wanted to do, first things first, was break down the numbers. Then I'm going to break down the funnels that I use to acquire those customers, the systems we use to ascend those customers, and the lessons that I learned along the way so that we can have an even bigger month here in October. So here's the breakdown. We enrolled in September 44 clients into our front-end program. Now that front-end program is for beginners who are looking to get started in e-commerce. It's $2,500, get a one-on-one coach, a really unique system for getting into drop shipping, and it's really, really cool. It allows people to basically get the skills to start making money with e-com without building an e-commerce store, without spending any money on ads. It's really, really cool, and as a result, we have a really high success rate, great marketing, great clientele, great reviews, and it's something that I'm really, really proud of, and that's our front-end. And we also ascended 10 clients into our back-end program, which costs $4,500, so just shy of $5,000 for 6 months. And then there's also a recurring element afterwards if they want to stick around. And that program is based around scaling what's already kind of working with the beginner stuff and actually making more money and building a bit more of a long-term business. If that's what they want to do, they can jump into our back-end mastermind. So we signed 44 clients at $2,500 for our front-end program. It's about 110 grand of revenue. And then we also enrolled 10 people this month in our back-end program at $4,500, and that works out to be around 45 grand in additional revenue, not including the recurring stuff that comes afterwards. And bear in mind, those front-end clients and those back-end ascensions, that doesn't include our recurring payment plans, our recurring MRR for people who are in the mastermind, who have stuck around for years and years and years, plus some other different things we do as well. But in the month of September, those were our acquisition and ascension numbers. So how do we do it? How do we get those clients and how do we ascend them? Well, let's first start with the funnels. Now, a big mistake that a lot of coaches make is that they really only run one type of funnel, whether it's a VSL funnel or a DM funnel or a webinar funnel, whatever it may be. And that can be great because you can dedicate all your energy to one singular type of funnel. But the problem, catch, issue with it all is that you're super vulnerable. Because if you have one bad week, one bad month, all that ad spend you put in has been lost and you don't have the client flow coming from somewhere else to make up for it. Because no matter how great the funnel is, you're going to have a bad week at some point. There's going to be an issue one time that you can't foresee that is going to lead to a dip in revenue and a dip in client flow. And so one of the best things that I started doing a while ago was really making sure that I never rely just on one sole funnel in case something like that does happen. And I learned that lesson and really relearn that lesson this month especially, which I'll touch on in a second. Now, firstly, the two funnels that I use. Number one is a paid VSL funnel, which if you live under a rock is very simple. You run an ad saying, do you want our help? And then we have a VSL, a little video, headline, and a button to go ahead and book a call. You might have an application there as well. And then they book onto the calendar, and then you have a closer who takes a call and enrolls them into a client. And that's something we've run for years and years and years, and I love it. It's very simple. Calls appear on the calendar. You just show up, take the calls, and enroll the clients, and it can be amazing. But it also does come with a few more technical issues that can pop up. Ads optimization, ad issues, there's a few more different things that kind of do cause some fires from time to time they need to put out. Now, for context, this year we've enrolled over 600 clients. I only just checked. It's very cool to see. And a large number of them have come from the VSL funnel, meaning the VSL funnel works. It crushes, it's profitable, and it's amazing. However, this month specifically, and it wasn't just me, it was actually a few of my colleagues as well, that really kind of ran into a couple of issues this month specifically. I don't know what it was, CPMs, click-through rate, cost per book call, shop rate, it was a few different things. Also lead quality overall was really getting impacted to the point where we were not getting the client flow in the second half of last month that we usually get. And so we had to do a bit of a deep dive, and now we're finding all the fixes that lead into that. If you want to see a video on how we actually fixed the VSL funnel as a result of that, happy to do so. But we had to move very, very quickly. So the VSL funnel, they got us the clients in the first half of the month, we're starting to shit the bed. We had to make sure we allocated our ad spend differently as opposed to sitting there, banging our head against the wall and then just hoping something changes. Which brings me to the second funnel that I want to bring up, which is the Instagram DM funnel. If you're new to the channel, I've got a brand new video that I just released, I think before this one, breaking down exactly how the DM funnel works. It's one of my favorite funnels of all time, and it's something that I've always kind of run on the side of my main VSL funnel. And the reason is because it's amazing, it just has a few more moving parts involved in it, but it's exceptionally profitable and I've always loved it. So what happened was, as the VSL funnel started to run into a few issues around the middle of the month, I knew that I need to do something differently. And of course, part of that is troubleshooting and figuring out what was going on, but I want to make sure we keep making money. We're not burning ad spend for the sake of burning ad spend. So what I did was I allocated far more ad spend towards my Instagram funnel. I pulled ad spend back on the VSL funnel to figure out what was going on that side. And I doubled down on the Instagram funnel. Now, what does it look like? Very simple. An ad saying, hey, DM me to get my help. The next thing is a quick DM sequence, and then from there, we book them in for a sales call, and then we just nurture them over chat like you would with any other lead. And so by moving a lot of the spend there, we increased the volume drastically. We were booking calls that there was no tomorrow, and as a result, we actually found that our profit margins and our ROAS was actually even higher than we would usually see on the VSL funnel, and that was really exciting. We implemented a few new strategies as well, which was genuinely mind-blowing stuff, which I'll talk about in another video. But that was what we put our focus to at the end of the month. So less of the VSL funnel, way more of the Instagram DM funnel. And as a result, we ended the month fairly strong, although we should have been closer to 60 clients like we were the month before if we hadn't run into the issues with the VSL funnel. So while last month was around 60 clients and this month was 44, it's still a pretty decent effort considering we ran into a bunch of issues. Hey, and by the way, if you're brand new to this channel, you've been watching for a while, you have a high ticket coaching business and you want to get my help installing these systems that generate clients on demand, the systems that we use to ascend clients and build this amazing coaching business that makes millions and millions of dollars a year, I run a very small intimate program called the Scaling Boardroom where I help coaches just like you scale your coaching business, get you to 100 grand a month, or if you're already there, add an extra 100 grand a month to what it is that you're already doing. It's one-on-one with me, it's super intimate, it's a ton of fun, and it's all based on what works for me in real time right here, right now. And if you want to find out more about exactly how it works, there's 2 links in the description below. One is if you just want to book in a call and have a chat with me. It's a one-on-one call with me, not a sales rep, nothing like that. Have a chat, go through your funnels, go through your offer, and find a plan that will actually work for you. Or on the flip side, if you want to find out a bit more about the Scaling Boardroom first, there's another video link below that's a full breakdown of what's entailed, what we teach you, and most importantly, what I can do to help you get to 100 grand a month or add that next 100 grand a month to what it is you're already doing. So those are the 2 funnels that we use to generate those 44 clients. But what do we do then to ascend an extra 10 into our back-end program, which added an additional 45 grand just in back-end revenue? And that's when we get into our ascension engine, which I talk about with my Scaling Boardroom clients a lot. I also talk about it here on my channel. And in essence, it's very, very simple. We create a back-end program that basically adds on to what it is that they get in the front-end program. So if the front-end program is, we're going to teach you how to make money online with the simplest system possible. The next thing is, now you're making money online, how can we scale it and help you make more money and help you automate it down the line? Every new solution creates a new problem. Well, the back-end program is just the answer to that. And so the way we have it set up is very simple. We focus on really just getting our clients results. Shocking, right? There's a lot of people here that don't care about their client results. You shouldn't be in business if you don't. But you need to make sure you're looking after your clients and getting them the results as soon as possible, because not only are they paying you for a service, but it also sets you up to be able to help them in the future with your back-end offers. And so we create an offer built around that. The next thing we do is we have a one-on-one coach, at least in our programs, working with our clients, guiding them through everything, making sure they're getting results. In fact, at least with the e-com program. In fact, with our e-commerce front-end program, around 80 to 85% of our clients actually start making money in their first month as beginners. You won't see that with any other BizOp program, I can tell you that much. So when they graduate the program, their one-on-one coach has already been working with them the entire time, not a sales rep, their actual coach who they know, trust, like, that's helped them get results, can then offer them the opportunity to jump into the back-end program. Position is something that helps them with where they are now to get them to that next level, and also because they have that affinity and trust build, it's very easy for them to say yes and just jump in. And that's what we offer our back-end program. It's a part of the graduation sequence of the program, and for the most part, last month was a little bit under KPI in terms of our ascension rate, because in September, we ascended 10 people into the back-end program. Usually we're around 15 or so on any given month, unless we have a really big month, 70, 80 clients which we've done, and we've had up to points 20, 25 in a single month. Now, what was it that got in the way? Of all things, I'll be honest, we just had an in-person event. We do these little meetups throughout the year with our clients. I'm a very hands-on coach with any sort of offer that I'm involved in. But with our e-com program, what we focus on is a few times a year, we spend time with our members. We have the team fly into wherever it is we're doing it, Sydney, Melbourne, wherever it is in the world. But there's travel delays, obviously we're spending time together, we're having a great time with the clients, and as a result, other things can start to slip the slightest bit. One thing we never allow to slip is client delivery. If they're coming on board as a client, we are working with them no matter what, we're getting the results no matter what, that doesn't change. But because it's the coaches who are doing the ascension stuff, but they're also there at the event, traveling, spending time with everybody, of course, their head was a little bit out of the game. They're focused a bit more on having fun with everyone. And as a result, there were less days on the calendar to do the calls. And to be honest, they probably just weren't as focused on getting the ascensions because they were a bit too distracted by the event. So what we did as a team was we just basically did some call reviews. We looked at the calls, we found the things that were doing really well as always. But there was also some things that were kind of missed or weren't done as well just because of the fact that maybe they were tired, maybe they were a little bit burnt out, maybe they'd been traveling a little bit, they just got home. We just made sure we knew what happened so it didn't happen again. But really, that's my fault as a founder for not keeping an eye on the ball in terms of, hey, we got this big event, hey, it's awesome, but let's make sure it doesn't take away from the business functions of the ascensions. Still, we did great, but we know we can do better because we've done way better in the past. And if you're a founder, you're a coach, you're the business owner, you're always gonna make sure that we take ownership for whatever it is our team does. So, what are the lessons we learned? Number one, always remember, don't rely on one funnel. You should always have at least two. And if something goes tits up, you wanna make sure you reallocate your energy to something that's gonna make you money now. Don't just spend all this time trying to troubleshoot one funnel. Get someone else working in the meantime. Keep getting paid, keep getting clients, keep changing lives. Then you sort the other stuff out the back end. Number two, don't be scared to change approach. In that moment when we changed from one funnel to the other, and it was really just a case of reallocating spend, but we had to implement a few new changes, a few new strategies, because we wanted to increase the throughput even more because we'd had a bit of a slowdown in the middle of the month. And so as a result, we had to change our approach and also innovate on a few things, add some new things into the DM funnel that I wasn't doing before. And as a result, it actually became way more profitable than the VSL funnel was overall on a ROAS perspective. And if I'd been scared to change my approach just because I was comfortable with one thing, or if I just went back to what I normally do and didn't try to innovate anything at all, well then I wouldn't have that funnel now, which by the way is crushing for us this month. We've already enrolled 7 clients in the last 2 days. So something's working well, but it was only because I changed my approach. Maybe out of necessity, but I did it anyway and I'm getting rewarded for it now. And the last thing is, don't let external things, even if it is work-related like client events, get in the way of the flow of things that matter, such as your ascension process. Your ascension process is essentially, for the most part, free profit. It increases your ROAS astronomically. And so you want to make sure that even if you're doing certain things in the business, you want to make sure the team isn't dropping the ball because they're distracted by other things. If I had known this earlier in the month, I could have set things up better to make sure that we got an extra 5, 6, 7 ascensions throughout the month. That would have made up for a little dip in the front end as well. Now what I'm gonna do, if you guys like this, I'll do another video at the end of this month breaking down how we do here in October of 2025, because we're not only doing the DM funnel, which we're really improving and optimizing as we speak, we're gonna be reintroducing the VSL funnel with some changes that we found. And also I'm running my very first webinar, doing an organic one just to test the messaging and test out the webinar itself and just kind of get comfortable talking for 3 hours. It doesn't have to be 3 hours, but we're gonna see how it goes. And I'm excited for that. It's in about a couple of weeks. And I'll just do a little end of month debrief in terms of how they were performed, how many clients we signed, lessons we learned along the way. And also that webinar does well. What we'll be doing is then turning it into a cold traffic ascension thing that we might do once a week, once every fortnight. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but I'm sure we're gonna figure it out and I'll run you through it when I do. And hey, if you found this valuable and you have a coaching business, you're trying to get to that first 100 grand month, or you're already doing over that, you just want to add an extra 100 grand a month, please feel free to book a call with me. I'd love to chat, love to meet you, love to see how I can help run you through these systems, build stuff out for you, write your sales scripts, write your VSLs, write your ads, build the funnels out, train your team, whatever it is you need. That's the really cool thing about the Scaling Boardroom. We do it all with you, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. But otherwise, crush this month, sign a bunch of clients, change a bunch of lives, and I'll see you in the next one.